being cheeky and was like, my food didn't turn up. Well, I'm stuffing my face.
Yeah.
And they're like, can we have some proof that it didn't turn up? Like,
You just
from a
show
picture at the front of my
empty hands, sad face. Oh, yep, that's gone.
Hi, guys. Welcome to the Past Day Expiration podcast. I'm Ellie, and this is
Brad.
And today we're chatting about all things pop culture, a little bit of funny, probably a lot of Hunger Games, I would say, this week.
Mm-hmm.
So someone went to the movies, and it wasn't me.
Heavily Hunger Games themed this week, I would say.
Yeah.
First and
Nothing wrong with that.
foremost, what are you drinking?
I am drinking, out of the best mug imaginable, just an Earl Grey tea. Very exciting.
I also have Earl Grey now. I have Pepsi Max.
I was like, I just saw you drinking. That's a weird Earl Grey tea, but
it's
okay.
It's an Earl Black tea.
Yeah.
I bought 12 2-liter bottles of Pepsi Max on Amazon, and now I'm not saying I'm a thrifty bitch, but I bought a huge amount of Pepsi for it was like $30 or something, and the cost of living crisis at Woolies and Coles, they're ripping us off. It was like if I had gotten the same amount, it would have been like $60-ish, $70-ish. I got that half. Amazon, Jeff Bezos.
Fuck?
Hi,
even
Bezos.
with delivery?
Yeah, I get free delivery on Amazon. So.
Oh, because you have Amazon Prime?
Yes, surely do.
I should get that. The amount of stuff I do buy on Amazon. But every time I'm like, no, I don't buy stuff much. And then I do that
every
5
month.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, what I don't like, I don't like supporting Amazon, obviously.
Yeah.
Right? But I shouldn't throw myself on the sword just because Woolies and Coles, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I got things going on. I can't go out, and Aldi doesn't deliver, or I would just do Aldi because Aldi is good. But
yeah, but you're not getting Pepsi or Coke. You're getting
Cola
drink.
Conk and Peppers.
Yeah.
Yeah. They do have Coke and Pepsi at Aldi now.
Really?
I was an Aldi
I don't
kid.
even go
I have to admit, I grew up on Aldi, so I have seen it change in this country from what was pretty shit. It was pretty shitful when it first started. I don't know. You weren't here at the time, but when I was around 8 or 9, I want to say, they sort of took off here really, and it was not good. I don't think they had any local producers or local suppliers, so they shipped all of their stuff in, and on a few occasions you would buy something and the next day it'd be moldy, the next day.
Yeah.
I remember this one time, we bought on a Friday chocolate hedgehog things to have on Monday for school, like Rocky Road sort of things.
What is a chocolate hedgehog?
Hedgehog, it's like chocolate fudge with bits of, it's like Rocky Road basically, but with biscuit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think that's what hedgehog is. I think it's like a hard brownie kind of.
Like a slice situation. Okay.
Yeah, it is a slice. It's like a slice. Yeah. So we bought that on the Friday, right? And my mum said, "Don't fucking touch this," because I had my Terminator eyes on this fucking slice. I wanted it. I was like, you know what I mean? My mouth was drooling. I was like, all weekend. Right?
Possessed.
I'm an 8-year-old. I need that chocolate in my fucking face. And then I get to Monday. I'm like, fuck yes! And so I open up my lunchbox. Mould.
That's an impressive feat.
Mould. It was so fucking moldy. And I was so disgusted that I had to eat it. No. No.
You're like, but can I just flick it off?
Distraught. I was distraught. But it was moldy, but it was with all my other food because my mum, she's a nurse and she's a single mum and she was working double shifts.
She was just giving you free penicillin.
Exactly. She was getting me inoculated. She knew I was going to be into all kind of fungus when I got older. But she didn't really look when she was giving it to us. And so it was nothing was really wrapped. So the only thing that was wrapped was the sandwich. So I got to keep the sandwich, which was good. But Everything else had to go.
I mean, I probably would have risked it, but
You know what oh no, this mold was deep penetrating. This wasn't like a light fuzz. This was like the Last of Us mushrooms. This was
fuck,
this was enoki on my
Jesus.
chocolate slice. It was
just extra
really
protein.
bad. Yeah.
I mean, I'm impressed that a chocolate slice was moldy. I thought
But
you were meaning like produce and stuff, which makes sense.
Do you want to know the scariest part? It was in the freezer. It was in the freezer.
I'm sorry, what now?
Yeah.
Surely that means
it was in the freezer at Aldi.
Wait, moldy before they froze it?
That's
then
what I think.
How does it even...
I think in transport it probably got moldy, and they froze it just before it turned bad. And then in the defrosting process, it must have grown the mold, and then I guess, but it was like really gross. It was like lichen all over the top. It was fucked.
Oh my God. That's impressive for something like that, like a chocolate, like it's pretty. You can leave chocolate out for fucking forever.
You'd think with high sugar content, they usually have a low water content, right? Like usually that makes it like honey. You know what I mean? Honey preserves shit for years, but clearly chocolate slices and honey are not the same chemically.
No. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
It's fucked up. I have another mold story for you.
I love mold. I love mold.
When I was at school, this would have been primary school or intermediate before college, because I went to boarding school. So not boarding school. When I was with my parents, one end of the school year, I packed away my bag, put it at the top of my wardrobe.
Oh no!
And I was like,
where this is going.
"Oh, I don't know what I was thinking. It's Christmas time. I'm not dealing with you right now. Come back February. Where's my school bag? Let me go get my school bag out. Oh, there's mold on my school bag. Literally, my whole bag covered in mold. I left a sandwich in there.
Oh, and that's why they sent you to boarding school.
Yeah, they were like, get the fuck out of my house right now.
All right, little Miss Harry Potter, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Wands up for Ashlyn. See ya.
Yeah, legit. It was so bad. Oh, man. Never again. I don't know even how I don't fucking know. I don't know how I just on autopilot.
Can I do your one worse? One worse?
Please do.
I was 5. My sister was, she's 3 years older, so she must have been 9, right? That's not math. No, she would have been 8.
Well done.
6, 7, 8. Good job.
Yes.
It's learning corner, everyone. It's so good. She could have been 9. She's born in October. So my brother had a backpack. He was in, I think, primary school at the time, but I don't really remember. But he had just gone into high school. And he was not a popular kid. He was kind of dorkish, right? Mm-hmm. And we thought it a great idea to put eggs in his backpack, right? And I was like, that's hilarious. They'll be in there, and then he'll see it, and he'll be like, "What? Is there eggs in my backpack?" They'll be in there,
like cooked ones?
No,
not cooked ones.
Uncooked ones. I didn't realize that I had not become wise to the theory of entropy yet, right? I didn't know that things rot. I didn't know. Or break, right? And what I didn't see, and what I later got scolded for, was the fact that Andrea doubled the amount of, who's my sister, doubled the amount of eggs, and then smashed them. And what had happened was, it was a Friday, the weekend happened, and the Monday, and he went to open his bag, which had his books. It had his diary.
Shit.
It had a whole bunch of shit. He went to open it. That's strange. It won't open. It was like laminated shut by the protein of the egg. And we got reamed. Reamed.
No.
It was so bad. He was so angry. And it was so obviously us. like
Jesus.
No, like there's nobody else to blame. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You should have been like, maybe someone at school did it too.
I'm like pretty sure this is a ghost. Yeah. It
was me.
My sister took it to another level. I think she was pissed off at him. But she took a harmless prank and made it a very harmful prank.
Oh man, did it stink too? Did it stink really bad?
Stunk. They had to soak it to get it open. Like,
Oh
it
man,
was
I would
fucked.
have I would have just given up and thrown the whole fucking thing away.
But he had like all his school supplies, and we weren't like a super wealthy like family.
Yeah, that's true.
But then,
That's
do you
true.
risk going to school and being egg boy?
Oh
You know what I
no. Was
mean?
any of it salvageable though?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Because his books and shit were wrecked. Like,
Yeah.
I'll have
Maybe
to ask him.
pens.
I'll have to ask him, but I don't.
Like if he had a like a pencil case, maybe the pencils and stuff inside of that
Yeah.
were safe.
But like,
Safe from the egg smell.
stuff leaks in through those.
Ugh.
Because we had those like faux leather ones that used to have, but they had the fabric zip. Stuff used to
Yeah.
leak in. I remember
Well, yeah.
my water bottle broke in my backpack, and I ended up with like Texture soup ones. I was that
yeah.
kid who had the bulk pack of Faber-Castells. So I
Oh,
had like the click together ones. They were
Fancy.
great.
Oh yeah, I love
I
those.
used to come to school and make guns. That was what I was doing during school. That's why I can't count. It's not the autism, which
No.
is another thing I need to talk to you about.
The tism. Mm-hmm.
So speaking of tism, the Australian government has implemented laws that essentially have erected barriers for autistic drivers to get their licenses or keep their licenses. So if you disclose,
Right.
which you have to disclose to the government, that you are diagnosed with autism,
You have to just bring. Hey,
hi Vic Roads
Albanese.
or hi whatever roads, I have autism. They will schedule you for another driving test,
Right.
even if you've already had a driving test,
You've already passed it
another driving test, right?
because they think you've just got more autism than you already had when you did the test.
Wow.
Apparently.
So you have to do another driving test, and then I don't know if this is a part of it, but this is what I was hearing. They're gonna mark it on your license that it's like a thing. You know what I mean?
Like,
I'm like,
needs glasses, also autistic.
okay, mein Führer. Like, what the fuck? We don't make the thing that disturbs me about it is and also if you don't disclose, it's a $500 fine, and you get your license disqualified.
That's fucked up. But how are they going to know? What, they're going to pull you over and be like, sir, you're clearly autistic. Fucking give me your license.
They're gonna shine their flashlight in my eye. Make eye contact right now. Yeah.
Fucking.
Or,
Oh my God.
they'll do a little.
Tell
trick
me a
question.
joke.
Yeah.
Right
yeah.
now.
They'll do a little trick question. They'll be like, "And who's Thomas the Tank Engine to you?" Yeah. It's a roadside.
How much time do you
tism
spend on
test.
TikTok on average?
Yeah. Hey, how many friends you got?
Tell me.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fucked up. That's fucked up.
Yeah. Real bad.
Yeah.
But that's already passed. It's already thing. They did it real sneaky like.
It did.
It came out today. I saw it all over TikTok. It's not being served to everyone, funnily enough.
No, yeah.
Yeah, it's strange that it came to me. I don't
Almost
have
like it's
autism,
the
though,
For
government.
You page.
Yeah, it's weird. But yeah, so fucked up. Discrimination is alive and well in this country as well. So don't you worry about that. But like retaking the test,
Ugh, yeah, that's fucked
I
up.
struggled so bad with that initial test. I had to have my instructor in with me in the thing because I had such bad panic attacks. But I'm not doing that while driving. It's because I was being tested. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, exactly. Yeah.
And
Someone else is watching you. I get like that when people are just in the car generally.
But like, we're not
Like new
disqualifying
people.
old people.
No.
You know what I
should
mean?
be.
We really should be. It should be once you get over 50 or you're a man, you should have to retest. Cis white
A
men.
white male.
Cis
50
white men.
years and above.
Aye. But they're just saying openly that we're allowed to discriminate against people with driving?
I don't know why autism is the thing. Like,
Why
I
is-
don't see how that.
Because like
would stop you from
every
driving.
train driver I've ever met has been autistic. You're gonna retest all of them? That'll take years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They're going to find out real fast that all their bus drivers are autistic and they're going to be like,
Yeah.
shit.
Have you ever taken a bus and they've given you eye contact? No.
No.
It's ideal. You know what I mean?
Not chatty.
No.
It's perfect.
And they do the same routes every day. They do, yeah. They eat the same little food. They don't like touching change. That's textbook. Textbook,
Yeah.
bitch.
Yeah.
But like,
They've got their little hand sanitizer.
I'm not seeing little fucking Paris Hilton texting and driving being disqualified. I'm not
No.
seeing little Betsy Ross over 70 disqualified. No. We're not automatically disqualifying. We're not even automatically retesting those people. So
It should be
why
the
the fuck are
old
we
people.
retesting the tisms? Like,
Yeah. That's fucked up.
just because I'm
Like,
a
are they doing
spooner.
it to anything else?
No. It's just, well, I think it mainly affects autistic people. That's what I was hearing about. But I think it's all people with disabilities, I think. But like, I'll have to look more into it, and I'll see in the next episode once more comes out about it. But yeah, fucked up.
That's fucked
It's been a
up. I
weird
still
week.
have on my license that I need corrective lenses and stuff, and
Even
I
though
just
you
am
got
waiting
eye
for the
surgery.
day. Yeah, even though I had LASIK, because I mean, I guess I'd have to go in and like prove that I don't need corrective lenses now. You know, like, which is
Do you
more
think
effort
you
for
could-
me.
Do you think you could do the test though?
Yeah.
A little light, like read the bottom line, sort of test.
I mean, I did after, like, you do the test after you get your eyeballs lasered.
Right.
So, so yeah, I mean, I read the bottom line last time when I had my eyeballs lasered, and at my follow up, you do it a couple of times when you have your follow up.
My eyes are terrible.
But I mean, mine were as well. Mine aren't like 20/20, but like, you know.
Did you know
definitely
20/20 isn't
amazing.
the best you can get?
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, it's not. It's not the best you can get. It goes up. It goes further. It's not out of
Like
20.
100, 100?
No. But I'm pretty sure it's like
Where
up to
does it stop?
25. Hang on. Let me Google
okay.
this.
I need answers. Why do they always say 20/20? Is it just like the most common? I don't know.
But like, I'm pretty sure it goes up. I remember my optometrist was telling me this. It was like 21.
And she's
20 or
like,
something.
and you have 5/5.
Yeah. And you should go home and not drive.
Yeah.
What is it? Is
20/20
there
vision?
higher?
Is
Maybe
there-
she was fucking with
yeah.
me. 20/20 vision. Can you imagine?
Surely not. That doesn't sound like a time for jokes.
Yeah, 20/20 is normal or average, and you can have. I
Oh.
think you can have above average. Right.
Oh.
So 20/20 means you're normal or above average. Can you have
Oh.
higher than most children
really
have better
excited.
than 20/20 vision? Yeah, fuck you. I'm
Oh.
right. But I don't know what it
Okay.
goes up to. But 20, it just measures the average amount. So the average amount of people who can read that line, that sets the average for that. But children
Right.
often have better. That's what she was telling me.
Fucking
I
waste
don't
on
remember.
youth.
I did have
always.
atropine drops, so my eyes were like, "Boo." So I was
Yeah.
a bit distracted. I went into, so that's actually a really funny story. I went in to go get my eyes checked, and she was like, "Oh, do you have like an extra half an hour? I'd really like to check like, your vascular system in
Eyeballs?
your eyes.
Yep.
So we're gonna put some atropine drops in, which dilate the pupil, and you'll have to wait about 15 minutes and come back, and then we'll test it. And we shine a big light in there, blah 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 blah. Right? Whatever." So I was like, "Yeah, sure, fuck it, let's do it." So they put the drops in. Immediately it starts stinging. I'm like, "Okay, that's fine." And then it goes away.
Mhm.
And I'm like, "Oh, cool. Maybe I'm immune." So I
Maybe
went
I'm
I went
immune.
out and she
Famous
was-
last words.
my mum was like, "Oh, make sure you bring sunglasses if they want to do that test. Make sure
Oh,
you
yeah.
bring sun."
You didn't bring sunglasses.
I was immune, Ellie. I was immune.
Oh,
Um,
I'll be fine.
I'll be fine. So I went out, and next door to my optometrist, there's like a little discount, like a $2 shop, basically, a little discount store. And so I went in and I was looking through the stuff, and I bought like just a couple things, but then I caught my reflection, and my eyes were like dinner plates. And I'm like,
Yeah.
they're gonna think I'm Little Miss Methed. They're gonna think I'm pinging at the $2
Yeah.
shop. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
They'll see me like eagle-eyed looking at the deals. They'll be like, and I was standing in front of the chocolate too. Like they would have thought I was some kind of Methany Ann Spears. Like I, I, and I had Bryce with me. He was my little handler that day, making sure I don't escape my closure. But
Yeah.
it was really, really bad. I looked.
That's fine. Did you
fucking
buy
nuts.
sunglasses from the $2 shop?
Bitch, no, they're not gonna fit on my
Oh my
head.
god.
I had to get these specially tailored to fit on my fucking head. My head Hulk smashes. My head laughs when you put sunglasses on it. It's a smash. Anyway, I get back and she goes, "Oh, your eyes are huge." I'm like, "Thanks." And
Yes, you did this to me. Thank you.
Yeah, no, you remember doing this, right? And yeah, it was really, really bad. And I walked out of the $2 shop and it was so bright and fucked. Like, you know that feeling when you're waking up in the middle of the night and it's really dark and you walk into a bathroom and you turn on the bathroom light, that like sort of
You get
stinging,
flashbanged.
that sort of stinging.
Yeah.
It was like that, but for hours.
Yeah.
Like that aching sort of feeling.
Oh, that's fucked up.
It was fucked up. That being said, I've done it twice.
Fuck. No, don't.
I'll see if I can find a
recommend.
photo, and I will have put it in by now.
Oh, yeah.
But
That's
yeah,
a goodie.
it's good and juicy. It's good and juicy.
It was pretty bad after LASIK as well, I must say. Like I had to have sunnies and you couldn't really open your eyes and it felt like you just had grit every time you blinked.
Oh,
like you didn't want to blink.
Because of the stitches.
Well, they don't stitch it up. They don't like.
Oh, I'm
it's
thinking
just-
of lens repair, not.
Yeah, like I got Smile, so they just do a little like half moon sort of cut situation.
Yeah.
But they just leave it to obviously just like heal itself. But yeah, it just felt like everything was blurry and gritty and just like you just didn't want to open your eyes, which is kind of hard when you need to do stuff and function as a human
being. Do you want to
being.
hear something fucked up?
Yeah.
My mum had a double retinal detachment, right? Which is, it happens when you get hit on the back of the head, right? But she doesn't remember getting hit on the back of the head. So she got hit on the head, obviously got hit on the head so hard that both of her retinas detached and she can't remember it, right? But I remember hearing a big bang and a scream once when I was living with her around about that time where she had opened a cabinet, one of the above cabinets, and then gone up into it. I think that was it, but she didn't remember it. So I think she gave herself a concussion.
Oh my
And
god.
this double retinal detachment, basically what she described it was like two walls of brown closing in on her vision over the course of the day. And so she went to the optometrist, who's excellent, and she was like, "Oh, you have a retinal detachment. You need to go to the eye hospital right now in Melbourne."
Yeah.
And they said if that brown line had made it all the way, she'd be blind. But they caught it in time, but they had to do awake general anesthetic, local, like not general anesthetic, awake local anesthetic of her. So she was sitting there looking at them pull her eye open. So they had to make a slice, open it, and put stitches in. They pump gas into the eye to make sure it doesn't deflate. And they had to reattach her retinas. And I'm pretty sure they gave her a new lens on one eye, I think.
Fucking hell. That's pretty intense. I mean, I had mine awake as well, but...
Fucked up. She was begging for a general. Like, she really doesn't do well with that sort of shit. And she was getting it done on both eyes.
Yeah.
And then she came home, and because she has 3 kids, my sister had some sort of crisis, and they literally told her, they said, don't go high altitudes, right? Because you have this gas in your eyes, and they can explode.
Oh god!
And my sister, she had this
like a horror movie.
Crisis happening on Mount Dandenong, which is like one of the highest mountains in Victoria, right?
Oh my god!
And so Little Miss Sunshine is screaming while driving up this mountain because she's like, if my eyes explode while I'm driving, this is a very bendy mountainous track. I will die. We're gonna die, and I'm in the car. She took her child with her because she's like, I'll need help in this crisis situation. My sister.
Oh my god!
It was a whole thing, and so we get there. You know what the crisis was?
What?
My sister had a fight with her boyfriend and wanted a lift.
Jesus Christ,
That's what
Jessica.
That's what my mum risked both of her eyes and my life for. You know what I mean? And there's literally a bend that we had to go through called Devil's Bend because so many
Jesus
people
Christ,
die
order
there.
an Uber.
Get an Uber, right? Fuck, Uber wasn't super a thing back then, but
I mean, yeah. Call someone else. Oh my God. Wait a minute.
Yeah, no.
Jesus.
It was
I
so
can't.
bad.
That's
it was so
insane.
bad.
Speaking of insane things,
Mm.
how was the Hunger Games?
I was about to say, speaking of things that were bad.
I couldn't make that because I don't know if it was bad. Was it bad?
Fair warning, there is spoilers in this part, so if you don't like that, probably skip a little bit. I'll put in the description when to skip to. Okay, bye. I love the Hunger Games franchise. You know that about me. I was a Hunger Games kid.
Mm-hmm.
I was Hunger Games for me is what Harry Potter is for 30-year-olds. I was so into that movie. And books. The books became my personality for years, right? I was a little cat piss never clean. I was so into, and I went to see this movie with hope in my heart, but I didn't really know what I was expecting because I couldn't finish that book. That book.
Yeah.
I don't care about President Snow. I don't care. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He's not enigmatic. I would rather have, if you're going to talk about villains, like villain stories, Coin would be way more interesting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, about 13 and what happened after the Dark Ages. And, like, that would have been way cooler. But, like, instead, we get fucking Feminem and Lucy Gray Baird. He shaves his head at one point and he looks exactly like Slim Shady.
Oh, God. God.
But yeah, it was just...
How was the acting?
Look, I will say Hunter Schafer is in it, and she's quite good. She's in it for like 5 seconds, but she was really good. And then you have some side characters that were never really developed, like his friend at the start. I don't remember her name, but she's played by a very, very pretty Asian actress who I'll put the name on screen. I think she's sort of new. I think she's like a newcomer, but she was really good. And then, look, I'll give it up to the big girl. The person who played Snow was okay. And the person who played Lucy Gray Baird was the person who recently got in trouble for slagging off. She played Snow White. Do you know? What's her name?
I know
What's her name?
Oh my God. I was literally looking at it the other day when we were talking about it.
Yeah. She was really...
And she's in West Side Story.
Yeah, she was pretty good.
Yeah.
But what I didn't like, right? So, you know how in Mockingjay they had the hanging tree? That was the song.
Are you?
They played that song. They played that song at sort of like towards the end of the movie. And I turned to Bryce and I immediately went, and so he starts laughing, but it's a really tense, emotional part of the movie. But like I couldn't take it seriously, you know what I mean? Because I've already, immediately I'm triggered. So
I'm surprised they even used it.
She wrote it, so that was the thing. Canonically, she wrote the hanging tree about Snow and his basically flip switch to fascism. Because he is kind of a good guy at the start of the movie, right? But not really. Like it's selfishly
bare
motivated. Bare minimum, right? Just like all white men.
Yeah.
Selfishly motivated to save, because he's a mentor in this, right? He's a mentor.
Right.
And he's mentoring Lucy Gray Baird, and she's the girl from 12. And it's the first year that they have mentors and all the shit, la 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 la.
Yeah.
And the mentors get a prize if their person wins, basically.
Oh.
And he's dirty, ooky, spooky, okie smoky, poor. His family have no money.
I was wondering where you were going with that.
And he has no money. So they're getting evicted and they need this money from this. So he's really determined to get this victory, right?
Right.
And obviously she is, because she doesn't want to die. And I will say they had this character Wovi in it, who's this like beautiful little girl with Down syndrome. But they gave her like really patronizing lines. Like her only lines are like, "I want to go home. can we go home? I don't want to fight. And then she dies. Like, spoilers. Well, it's the
Jesus
Hunger Games. You know everyone's gonna die. But
Christ. Yeah, it's true.
it was really, really. I have mixed opinions. I think it was a really good YA movie. I think
Right.
it was a shit Hunger Games movie. It wasn't even as
Right.
good as the first Hunger Games movie, and it had an extra $30 million in funds,
Wow.
which I
Yeah.
guess was just to pay for Lucy Greybeard. Like, I,
Shit.
but she had this one song, and it was like, "You can't take my past, you can't take my history," and it was like a country song, and it played no less than 9 times, no less,
country
no
song?
less than 9 times.
The fuck?
It was
it
like
a fucking musical? Jesus.
It was like the musical episode, and she sings in the Hunger Games. She sings, and in before she sings, in the interview she sings, and after she sings, and at the end, and it's split into 3 chapters, right?
right.
And she sings the whole time, and she's this Georgia girl, and she talks like this, and I'm like, Candace didn't talk like that. What the fuck?
Yeah.
And like, I guess it's
yeah.
meant to be
Wait,
like
is she from District 12?
they're both from 12. They're both from 12.
The southern end of District 12?
Yeah. She was in the part of the Appalachians that are like in Georgia, but she was like a Southern belle, and everyone was. But then one of the people from the Capitol had that accent, and it was really confusing. And anyways, Hunter Schafer plays Tigress, who is one of the better characters in the book, who like helps them assassinate the president. In the end, I don't know if you've read all the books, but
No, not that one anyway. No.
it's quite good. Mockingjay, you know what? I'm just gonna say it. It's a good. No one of them is a standout better than the other, really.
Yeah.
I will say I really enjoyed Mockingjay because of like there's like not just political intrigue, but there's like the arena is much more interesting, even though it's not technically a Hunger Games, but the arena of battle is much more interesting. But
Yeah.
arena in this one, it was the 10th Hunger Games, and it was like just like a room. It was literally just like a stadium, like a footy oval size stadium, and it was all concrete, and there was nowhere to hide, and there was like it was like just a bloodbath, right? And it was really boring.
They're just like, go for it. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It was just rocks, right? And
Yeah.
I'm coming from the first Hunger Games, which is a forest, right? A forest with like fire and like, you know, the lakes. And I get that 75 years before, they're not going to have the technology, right?
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. They have like lots of shit, but like in the movie, there's a bombing, and that creates a like sort of like a cornucopia and like holes for places people to hide and all the shit, right?
Okay.
And that's the only reason that it's not immediately a bloodbath.
Right.
And spoilers, by the way. It was just not good. It was just not good.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like the arenas and stuff were like the best part of the movies.
Yeah, the games.
You know, you get to see
But
the games.
The point of the movies is to show, because we're so interested in the bloodbath, we're so interested in watching the games. It's how quickly we can be desensitized to that. You know what I mean? How like a little bit of glitz and glamour can. That's the point of the books, is that we are watching the games, and like a lot of that's not the point of the books, but it's a big message of the books. Like we're so quickly desensitized to violence that like, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, I want to see like the rest of the games from the other tributes' perspectives, and it's like, well, that's kind of how the Capitol feels, you know what I mean? Like they want to watch more games, they want to, you know, see more people go through it. I just it's weird. It's a weird movie. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I give it like probably like 4 or 5 out of 10 Mockingjays. It's definitely out of Hunger Games movies, it's last on the list. It's not good. It's not great.
No.
They did well. I mean, they did well with what they were given, but nobody likes President Snow. Everyone just wants to suck his dick. And that's about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They want to get his snow on the beach. He is hot. He is hot. Let's not lie. Let's not lie to ourselves. He's hot.
I mean, the young version and the old, they don't correlate.
They correlate. But
They were like, this guy looks nothing like the President Snow we used in the original movies, but you know what? We're going to make it work because he's hot.
and they used Donald Sutherland's voice right at the end. There's like a little voice line right at the
Oh.
end.
Right.
And I was like, this is just, it's just, and like the whole thing doesn't make a lot of sense. Like he like double crosses and he betrays and he's just kind of a cunt the whole movie, but he's like the whole thing is like he's so trustworthy, so good, la 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 la, and you see him using poison, which is his whole thing, and you know,
Yeah.
it's just he cheats. And I will say there is a climax to the movie which is really good, which I won't tell you about. But
Okay.
to the not to the movie, to chapter 2 of the movie, which is the Hunger Games chapter.
Okay.
Because the first one is all about him in the academy, and then the second part is the games, and then the third part is like a secret part that I won't tell you about. But yeah, it was an okay. It was okay. I would recommend seeing it. I probably wouldn't see it in cinemas.
Yeah.
It's just not worth $30.
Not much of a cinema goer these days. Can't generally
Take a baby.
take a 4-month-old.
No.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend seeing it in the cinemas. I paid for myself, Bryce, and my friend Zoe to go. Because I had a gift card.
Oh.
Take it to the
Well, it's
runway. And I
better,
wish
yeah.
I'd used it on the Marvels. Because that looks
Oh.
really good. And I've heard that's quite good. I needed to see it, you know what I mean? The
Yeah.
Hunger Games kid in me who loved the books and loved the movies. And like I was telling Bryce little facts and stuff, and
Yeah.
and
that's so
we
cute.
rewatched the first and the second one. We didn't get to Mockingjay because it was the night before and we had to go to bed. But
Mhm.
yeah, I was like he saw. I don't think he quite understood the level of Hunger Games nerd that I was at, but I was going through it with him because I was so into that, and I'm pretty sure I
Yeah.
convinced him to read the books.
Yeah, the books were good. I did read at least the first two, but it was so long ago. Like I couldn't tell you
Yeah.
discrepancies between the books and the movies nowadays. I'd have to like go back and reread
no.
and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I definitely loved the first movie. It was amazing.
I think
When did it come out? That I feel like
2013, I believe. Let me double check that. The Hunger Games
it's
movie.
actually quite late. I thought it was earlier for some reason.
2013. Oh no, 2013 was Catching Fire. 2012 was The Hunger Games. And then Mockingjay Part 1 was 2014, and then Part 2 was 2015.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I must have seen I remember I was talking about last week how I went to the premiere when I was in America. It must have been Catching Fire that I saw because that was 2013, right?
Great
Because that was when
movie.
I was in America.
I think that's my favorite of the movies.
I think I'd agree. Yeah.
I think it
I
goes,
really like that
I
one.
think it's Catching Fire, the original, and then 1 and 2. Mockingjay 1 and 2.
Yep.
Yeah. And
I
then
definitely agree.
book-wise, it's Mockingjay, then Catching Fire, then the first one. So reverse order, which is weird. It's not usual that happens for me, but Catching Fire
Yeah.
is definitely in the middle. And then you could probably either swap the first and the second. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard. Because the first one's so nostalgic, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's the problem with
yeah.
the first of most movies that it's that memory and
like-
that nostalgia for sure.
I was so into I had a Mockingjay pin and a Mockingjay necklace, and
Why aren't you wearing it?
I got
Where
a
is it?
bow. I couldn't find it. I was trying to find it for my like little escapade into faggotry,
Yeah.
and I couldn't find it. And then
damn
I
it.
was I was going through all my boxes, and because I've moved a few times, I think it just got lost in the rubble.
Yeah. That is a problem. I do remember the books being very, like narration heavy, like being in Katniss's
Head,
mind. And I do remember when the movie came out, people discussing like how it was hard to translate to film.
because they didn't have her thoughts. Yeah, I get that, but like, I almost preferred it because it was like we were watching her in the games, like we would, you know what I mean? If it was, I don't know. I
don't think it would have worked having like an
Narrator,
actual voiceover or like a dubbed over of her.
I
like,
think it would have ruined the tension as well.
And the immersion.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I wondered, could I really suck their baker's boy's dick? For soup?
And he gave me some bread.
Yeah, I know. And he tossed it in the rain, the bitch.
Peter!
Peter! Yeah, I don't know. That whole thing, and then, yeah, it brought up the fox face, fox face? How she eats the berries and dies.
Yeah. That's
She,
right.
She was in an interview at
You
the red
stupid
carpet where
bitch.
she was like, oh, I believe the theories that, she killed herself, and she went in because she was a fan of the books when she auditioned. And
Oh.
so she auditioned and she went in acting as if she was going to kill herself. And they told her, she asked the director, and the director was like, oh, like, we can't disclose that. We can't tell you that, like, whether it was a suicide or not. And then later, after the movies were made, he goes, yeah, it was. It was a suicide, yeah. So that theory was kind of confirmed recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they sort of confirm it in the movie because she's doing like plant matchups, like she's doing like all this research on plants in the start, in the like the little training thing before the
Yeah.
yeah, she was good. She was she was a good character. And then have you seen The Boys?
I've seen some of it, yeah, because is that on Amazon?
Yes.
So, yeah, one of my friends was really pushing for me to watch The Boys, and I didn't have Amazon, so he logged me in to his on our TV.
Right.
So we watched The Boys for, I don't know, maybe like a week until it like booted me out.
You know Huey in The Boys?
Mm.
Do you know he plays Marvel in the career pack? You know the guy who spears Rue?
Oh,
That's Little Miss Huey.
Yeah.
That's Huey, same
Holy
actor.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so interesting. I need to keep watching The Boys because Dean Winchester, obviously.
Oh,
is in
much
there.
later.
Jensen
I haven't gotten
Ackles.
to that
Yeah,
part
much
yet.
later. I feel like I need to just skip to
Yeah.
the season that he's in.
Valid.
But yeah, I mean, it is good. But yeah, I just haven't.
Got me. Yeah.
I need Amazon, I guess. But I don't. Jeff Bezos. I don't want to give you my money.
No, it's hard.
This is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I do find also, with the early 2000s, how we were talking about Twilight and how now we're talking about the Hunger Games.
Yes.
And
Why,
all very same
yes.
era. Why, yes. That whole area, we went feral for this dystopian thing.
Yeah.
Like, what? Why? Like, also, what was the other one? The other book series, Divergent. That was the other one.
I wasn't too much into that one.
Oh,
I read it, the
interesting.
first book, and I watched the movie.
Yeah.
But the second book was dog shit, and the second movie was dog shit.
Yeah.
I like the actress who does it, but the material was bad. The material.
I liked the first book. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. The first book was really, really good.
But like they didn't even finish
I
the
don't-
last movie because it got cancelled.
No.
Because it was bad and nobody
so
watched
bad.
it.
I think also by that point we were done with the dystopian stuff because
Yeah.
that was like the end of
Yes.
that like era, right?
It
And I
ruined
think
it,
that
yeah.
that group of kids, like us, this age range, we just grew up.
Yeah, pretty much.
We just grew up and we got over it. We're like, okay, well, we're kind of done.
I
with the
still like
dystopian stuff.
dystopian fiction, I have to admit. But it has to be done in a way that isn't. We have 4 systems. You're either a yellow, a red, a blue, or a green.
Oh yeah,
Oh my
that's
god,
very correct.
This girl's a rainbow. No way. Like I don't like. I don't like it to be cut and dry. What I really want is like a Percy Jackson YA dystopian. You know what I mean? Whereas like a little bit magic, a little bit not. I don't know. I would be very into that. But yeah, I don't mind dystopian fiction. I don't. I don't think I got over my Hunger Games era, to be honest. But I don't know. I just had to like pause it for a while. I dipped from Hunger Games directly to The Fault in Our Stars, which is a different Shailene Woodley vehicle.
Yep. Yes.
But
very different.
Yes. But that's when I got cancer. So around about that time, I was like, beep, beep. I read that book no less than 13 times. But same with Hunger
Jesus.
Games. I reread it, and then I listened to the audiobook all the time. So I probably knew that book back to front. It's it's a shame I didn't do my school books that way. Yeah, I could have been really smart, but nah, I just have Hunger Games quotes.
Yeah. That's all that's happening up here.
And law. I was telling Bryce about the nut in District 2, you know, the base that they have to charge. It's a thing. But yeah, so I just have lots of trauma dumping to do around Hunger Games, the Fun
That's
Games.
fair. The Fun Games. Is there a Hunger Games ship posting group?
I don't know. Probably.
I feel like there would be, right?
It could be
Surely.
like a ballad of shit posting and snakes.
Oh yeah, you could make it.
I
You
could.
could start the group.
Hey.
It's a good creative outlet for you, Brad.
Yeah, it really is. For all my Josh Hutcherson memes, which takes us to
Oh yeah.
Okay Zuma. So I know you know a little bit about this because of the edits. But I want to send you.
I haven't seen any though. Like literally the
Oh.
only reason I saw this. So in the Twilight ship posting group, which we're both in, someone posted just like a meme referencing.
Fucking Josh Hutcherson
Josh
immediately
Hutcherson.
on my For You page. Immediately.
So that's all I know. I just know that they exist. And I was like, I should probably like look at that. And then I just, went and tended to my child and lived my life and forgot.
And I think that's fair enough. You know what I mean? Like you do.
But I was
have
kind of
to
like,
occasionally do that.
Peter?
So I'm gonna send you a series
Edits?
of videos, and I want you to tell me what we're seeing here. So let's do that one.
What we're seeing. Tell me what we're seeing. Okay.
These are just the ones that I've had in the last hour or so. So here you go. Basically,
Oh my
and
God,
I'll
I have
let
14 new messages from you. This is how often I check my fucking TikTok messages. Okay. Which one do you want me to play first?
just do them chronologically,
Okay.
first to last.
Why? What?
Yes.
Isn't that fucking song? Isn't that a song from Fast and Furious?
Yeah, whistle baby, whistle
Yeah.
baby.
I'm like,
let
wrong
me
movie.
know.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with Josh Hutcherson.
I'm so confused.
Basically,
Let me watch the next one.
let you watch the next one. And keep in mind, this is my For You page, and I have no idea. I don't get the joke. Because I've just been dropped in it. I think I liked one Hunger Games meme, and then I was just engrossed in the.
Is
I just got got.
Is this just like the Kevin James thing?
Yeah, but
How just all of
the
a
thing
sudden
is-
everything
the thing
was
is,
Kevin
I
James?
saw a crossover of the Kevin James and I didn't like it though. I didn't like it, and so I can't find it now.
God damn it.
But they,
Okay, hang on.
I saw.
Guys,
another
make sure
one.
you check your drinks too.
Can you blow my
And it's the same song. So it's
It's
just
the
that
same
song
song.
and his face.
And his face, Josh Hutcherson's face. So basically, what it is, it's just a seemingly innocuous video, and then instead of a jump scare like it used to be, it's Josh. It's
Josh
this photo
Hutcherson's
of
face.
Josh Hutcherson.
I
And-
mean, it's a very hot
and
photo.
the whistle baby song, but I'll put a couple of the memes on the screen. But
I'm
it's
so
just-
confused.
But it's my entire For You page, dude. My entire For You page. Not one other
Okay.
video. It's just these edit. It's do 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 do
Oh
do.
my God.
And it's so
TikTok's
bad.
like, you want these?
Yeah, you like this? You like
You
this?
like?
And it'll be
Mhm.
like they've gotten to the point where they're replacing other videos. Like I saw, you know,
my
the Jasper
God.
guy who's
Yes.
they replaced the end of one of their videos with the do 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 do, and they did a
Oh my
Minecraft
God,
one, and
motherfucker.
they got me. God, they keep getting me.
God damn it. You're like, oh, it's a new video. No,
No,
that's
but
fucked
I
up.
saw a
Okay,
video.
so I'm not going to lie to you, and you're going to love this because it is just such an okay zoomer. When I read Josh Hutcherson edits and saw a picture, right? That's all the
You thought it
reference
was
I had.
thirst traps, didn't you?
I thought it was thirst traps.
Yep.
I thought it was like
Yup,
those hype
yup.
edits, like the Pedro Pascal ones. I thought that like people were all of a sudden like, oh, Josh Hutcherson's coming back around and he's real hot. I'm like, he's always been hot, but okay.
Because he's in that furry movie.
I'm sorry, did you say furry
Yeah.
movie?
The new furry movie that came out. What's that called? And it's Five Nights at Freddy's. Five Nights at Freddy's. Yeah. FNAF. The furries love it. The furries love it.
Jesus.
But he's in that movie, and I think everyone's kitties are purring for him at the moment because he's. I mean,
Yeah.
he is something. He is.
He
I've
is,
been
yeah.
in love with him since I was a child, watching him in
Mhm.
Zathura.
Bridge to Terabithia.
I mean, that too. That was after Zathura. So it was Zathura, and then I think was he in? No, that wasn't him. I was about to say Race to Witch Mountain, but that was Kato from Hunger Games, and
Oh yeah.
and the
Also
girl
cute,
from
yeah.
Bridge to Terabithia.
Oh yeah.
So Anna Sophia Robb, I think her name is.
Look at you go.
Yeah, I know. I know.
No maths in
hi.
here, just fucking
No.
names
No math.
and lyrics.
No math. Yeah, names and lyrics.
Hunger
and
Games
that's it.
quotes.
Yeah. Are you? But yeah, so it was Josh Hutcherson has been a reoccurring cast in my adolescence. Because I loved him in Zathura. Did you ever watch Zathura? I feel like we went over this on an earlier episode.
Maybe, yeah.
It's like Jumanji, but set in space, pretty much.
Oh, I feel like
Yeah.
okay. I'll add that to my
It's good.
list
It's
of
good.
movies that I'll never watch, probably.
Hey, it's in my rewatch list for sure.
Yeah. I just don't have the time. Like, it gets to the point where, when someone's like, you have to watch this, you have to. And you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I so will. And as you're saying
Yeah.
it, I'm never going to watch that.
I actually have a diaper genie I need to unload right now.
Yeah.
2000s Jumanji.
No.
Probably not going to fit into that timeline.
You know what I'm going to watch instead for my entire day? Fucking Rust videos on repeat because I don't have to pay attention to them.
No. Your baby can
sorry.
survive while you.
Yeah. If I put on something that I need to pay attention to too hard,
The baby will die.
she will be neglected. She'll die.
Because she's
what it is.
dead. Oh.
Uh,
Yeah. So
what you made me do.
I feel like that brings us around to a great time to mention fetish of the week.
Fetish of the week.
Look at you go. Look at them pipes. Clear them pipes. The pipes. So
Danny boy.
Danny boy. So we're doing this
The
week
pipes.
vorophilia.
Laura, I thought I gave you V. I thought you asked for a
Vorophilia.
Oh.
Vorophilia.
Vorophilia.
V.
Okay. I was like, what does Laura have to do with this?
Who's Laura?
This bitch.
Do we say Lara?
Vora.
Lara.
Lara.
Yeah.
Vora. So V-O. Vora.
It's Vorarepehilia. So Voraie. Vorophilia or vorophilia.
Vorera.
What do you think? What do you think? What
I
do you
got
think that is?
nothing for this. This just gives me nothing.
No reference?
It's very ambiguous. Maybe it's the fetish of ambiguous people.
Maybe. No guesses. No guesses at all. Just do a blind guess.
Really into like vegetables.
That is weirdly close. It's the idea of one person or a creature eating or being eaten by another, usually swallowed whole in one piece, also known as vore.
Oh.
Yes.
I mean, very like
You were close
5 degrees of
with the
separation.
vegetables. With the I mean, you eat
yeah.
vegetables.
edible. Yeah, true. That's true. That sounds very snake-like.
Yeah, I think so.
Like watching
so.
snakes eat lizards.
I also unhinge my jaw and eat turkeys whole. So
yeah.
I think I started the trend.
Yes, that's clearly it.
This is
I
one
don't
of the
understand
ones.
how this is a fetish though. How
So in the furry community, right? There's a lot of intersecting communities, like the gay and the furries.
Yeah.
They often go hand in hand, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of my friends are furries, and I had this guy who I was seeing at one stage who is a furry, and he is very into Vore. And what it is
Oh.
it's people being swallowed whole and them being like surviving in the stomach, like pregnancy kind of. And like you see it, but it's always
Oh.
furry art. It's never like people, so it's not like cannibalism, I guess.
Right.
But it's always like consensual. So they want to be
Like
swallowed.
a furry
Or
eating a
it's like,
person.
It's like them with their mouth
then
and
they,
they're
like,
in their
live in
mouth.
you.
Like I think it's probably a submission thing. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
like
yeah, 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 yeah.
oh, I'm just prey. It's probably that. But like it's always furries. It's always furries. And it's always like or like Sonic the Hedgehog or like
Of course. Yeah.
I'll put
It's
some on
always
screen.
furries or Sonic the
Yeah,
Hedgehog.
but
Yeah, Jesus.
it's-
Pixelate it all out.
yeah. But it's like it's often either like X-ray, you see them like in the stomach, or like you see them entering the mouth, or they're a giant where it's like macrophilia, where they're like giant and they're eating like a
Right.
school bus full of people.
Tiny little.
Yeah.
Oh. Ooh,
Yeah.
bring the school children into it. All right.
I didn't it could be
Interesting.
university. But
Interesting.
yeah, so that's what it is. I think it's mostly the furries who are into it.
Yeah.
I can't relate to it.
No.
I'm fat enough. I don't need a
Yeah, I
a-
mean,
yeah.
cake.
Hmm.
I mean, I get to nom when
But
I eat cake, I guess.
That's the thing. I think because I've had people will message me on Grinder who are into feederism. They're like they want to fatten people up and they like fat people and that sort of shit,
Oh,
which
yeah.
I think is gross.
That's a.
Not like
Yeah, I don't.
I don't
get
want to
that
yuck
either,
your
but-
yum, but like I personally know the health effects of being huge. And these people are like, I'm just eating until I become fat and disgusting, like you. That's
like,
pretty much what they're saying. I want to get fat.
Do they
and
message you?
gross.
Are they like, I want to feed you more?
Yeah.
Is that what they're saying?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
And they'll be like, I want to feed you donuts while I rub your stomach. I'm like, go to prison. You go to jail now.
No.
But I think it goes hand
Stop
in
it.
hand because it's like it's about the belly growing and like being stretched and like
Yeah.
I think they're linked. I think they're hand
Would
in
they
hand.
then like be super into like pregnancy? Because I know that's like a separate fetish. People that are like into
It could
pregnant
be.
people.
It could
Just
be.
finding like pregnant people sexy, like
I'm gay, so I don't have a lot of experience with the intersectionality there. But I
That's
know
fair.
there is with feederism, furries, and Vore. I know there's like a big intersection.
so
um,
interesting.
I think it's one of those. I don't think every furry is into it, but I think anyone
No.
who's into it is more likely to be a furry.
Yeah, well, I couldn't see how you couldn't.
Yes.
I feel like you'd have to be like,
Well, you could do like 3D renders, I guess, of people. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to.
yeah, it makes more sense when it's a furry because it's like, oh, it's like
Yes.
a wolf eating a person, like
Yeah, like
it-
a wolf eating another wolf person.
yeah, not just
like-
yeah,
Yeah.
people eating people. I don't know,
Bowser's
man.
eating Mario kind of shit.
Yeah.
But I saw this art of Sonic the Hedgehog had eaten Knuckles or something, and he was making fun of it, and it was on YouTube, so it wasn't
Right.
pornography. But he was like making fun of the fact that people are into that fetish,
Yeah.
and like what, I don't want to yucky yum, but like
Mhm. Agree.
I just can't. You know what I mean? I can't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it's more like we do this segment not as like a haha that's really
Yeah.
fucking funny,
but it's so interesting.
but as
though,
like
right?
as like an interest of like
yeah.
there's so much out
Out
there.
there that we
There's
don't know.
so many that it's just insane, and it's just I like to deep dive into like how
those
How?
connections are made. How
Yeah.
like the Freudian
How and
theory
why.
where it's like oh is there some like eating trauma? Is there an eating disorder that's
Mm,
become maladaptive? Like is there like with a lot of pee fetishes, like was it like a taboo thing? Was urine a taboo thing in the family? Like my family, right, where they're all medical. We're either medical or prison guards, and there's no in between. So there's no real taboos in our family. So it's not like I'm not like a piss drinking, shit smearing, you know what I mean? But like I know people who have very strict families who are wild child. Like I
Yeah.
pretty much raised myself, so I don't have a lot of the, well, you can't tell me what to do, sort of like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that plays a big part in sexual fetishism.
Mm.
But
Yeah,
who
the
knows?
psychology behind it is fascinating.
Very fascinating.
Absolutely
And-
fascinating.
And emerging. They're still learning about it every day.
Yeah.
Yay. Psychologicalophilia. That's what we have.
yeah. We find it sexy
Yeah,
learning
so-
about fetishes.
I'm wet right now.
You might want to get that checked.
But yeah, that's Vore. That's Vore. You're welcome. Learning.
That's
learning.
fantastic. And that's all she wrote.
That's God. But yeah, I feel like this was a little tight episode this week.
Nice change. And
Nice
you'll thank
change.
me when you go to edit this.
It's only an hour. Hey, instead of an hour and 10.
Or like the 2-hour one that we did that you cried
that I
having to edit.
smashed down into an hour. I did a good effort there. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Just before we go, Little Miss fucking Olivia Rodrigo made a song for the Hunger Games. And it's I've been
Not the country one.
No. You can't take my past, you can't take my future. No. It is.
Gonna get copyright strike.
I know, that was so accurate. Can't Catch Me Now. Can't Catch Me Now by Olivia Rodrigo
Right.
has been on repeat on my fucking phone because it's so pretty. I highly
okay.
recommend
This is a good
anybody
one.
who's into like sad folk music or like Safe and Sound. It's like Safe and Sound basically.
Oh yeah, that's a good song.
Sort of vibes, and
Yeah.
it's just good. Just listen to it and listen to next week's episode and last week's episode. Catch up
Mhm,
because one day we won't be here and you'll miss us.
You'll be sad about it.
And you'll think, wow, I should have listened to them more and given them my money and a blowjob. Anyways, bye everyone.
Bye.